we're the largest brewery in Charlotte. We'll do something in the range of 22,000 barrels of beer this year or so, give or take. However, that makes us less than 2% of the beer sold just in Charlotte, North Carolina. So the idea of us as some sort of major player that's having a seismic impact on the market at large is sort of laughable. We'd like to be there someday. We're obviously facing some hindrances that may keep us from getting there, but we don't consider ourselves a major player at all. We consider ourselves a very small, very compact company, despite the growth that we've seen so far. That number, 22,000, is getting very close to 25,000. And 25,000 is that sort of magic number, whereas you would say we involve someone else in our business. What in fact happens is we are required by law, by state law, to turn over our brand rights, our brand rights in this market to a third-party distribution company, a wholesaler. And that company doesn't produce any goods. They merely act as a logistics company. And they, under franchise law, they own our path to market. And so right now we're selling beer in one city, Charlotte, North Carolina, and sort of the surrounding suburbs only. They would own our path to market in that entire area. And we really have no recourse as far as if we're happy with the work they're doing for us, if we feel like they're properly representing our brand. We have no real recourse to undo that contract. So when it's signed, we're in their portfolio. We're in there with about 100 other brands. And of course, all those brands want to see their beer sold as well. And so we see a natural flattening effect on every brand. So no matter how much natural organic demand for our product is in the market that we've created, there's a lot of brands, a lot of mouths to be fed that are also going to be sold by that distributor as well. And we're going to see a depressing of our impact in the marketplace.
We are chatting with Ryan Self, who is Director of Sales at the Olde Mecklenburg Brewery in Charlotte. So for folks who hear this and say, okay, I'm not really conceptualizing what this means, right now, how does your beer get to the market? And if you hit that milestone, how would things change?
So the way we sell our beer to the market is the beer never leaves our hands until it arrives at the restaurant or bar that's going to be selling the beer to the end-use customer. We have our own cold trucks, which is something of an anomaly in the beer business. We know for a fact that unpasteurized craft beer is best fresh. It's best when it's kept cold all the time. A lot of distribution companies, in fact, the vast majority, use room temperature, which, as we know in Charlotte, is 90-plus temperature trucks. And we have our own trucks. We have our own distribution team. We have our own sales team. And we handle that. When a bar and restaurant buys a beer from us, they don't call an 800 number. They don't reach out to a phone tree, and they don't call a third-party company. They call my cell phone number directly as someone who oversees our sales team, and we reach out to them and get them what they need. And our salesman is in their restaurant or bar every single week checking on it. Our delivery driver's in their restaurant or bar every single week making sure they have beer fresh. The kegs are rotated. So when you're a customer walking into a bar, there's no monolithic company out there trying to service all 40 of those draft beer lines. There's us serving our lines and checking to make sure they're properly served every time, so you get the best beer.
And if you hit 25,000, how would it change?
Well, it would make us no different than a company out of California that is shipping their beer across the country to sell in Charlotte, North Carolina. What you get then is a bottleneck, no pun intended, of brands that are both local, national, international, that are trying to sell through one distribution portfolio. And that distribution team has a salesman who goes into the bar and is trying to sell the bar any one of 100, 150 brands.